Arjun asks 7 questions about indestructible Brahma. Arjun said, Purushotman, who is Brahma? What is Adhyatam? What is Karma? What is known as Adhibhut? And what is called Adhidev? Madhusudan, what is Adhyagya? And how is it in the body? In what manner are you known to the resourceful devotees? Lord Almighty said, Brahma is the supreme creator and the soul in the body is known as Adhyatam. The creation by Brahma in the form of all living beings and which is without any selfish motive is known as karma. All living beings who are born and who perish are known as Adhibhut and the core Atman in the body is Adhyatam. Arjun, I, the omnipresent Vasudev, in the body is known as Adhiyagya. The person who remembers me even at the end of his life and leaves the body while remembering me, in fact, attains me, there is no doubt about it. Kunti Putra Arjun, at the end of the human life, whichever aspect is remembered by a dying man, he assumes the same in the next birth. The simple reason for this is that he remained influenced with that particular aspect throughout his life. Therefore, Arjun, at all times, you must remember only me and you must also fight. In this manner, through the battle which you will dedicate to me with mind and wisdom, you will assume my form. Parth, it is the law of nature that the person who practices yoga with continuous concentration of mind eventually assumes the form of the brightest of all, the Supreme Lord Himself. The person who always meditates on the Almighty is the Supreme Person who knows everything is just, is minutest, and creates and sustains all beings, and also emanates light like the sun, and is beyond knowledge, and he who remembers omnipresent Almighty, such a devoted human being, during his last time concentrates his mind on the middle of his nose, middle of his forehead, with calm and graceful countenance, remembers me and becomes one with me. I will now briefly explain to you the divine order in which knowledgeable persons who understand the Vedas, the scriptures, and call the prime divine order the unperishable and seek to attain the divine order, practice celibacy. The person who controls his senses and brings the mind to a meditative mode and fixes the prana of his life force with the conquered mind to the forehead and thereafter keeps on chanting Om, the one word which signifies the universe, and meditates on my form, in the end attains salvation. Arjun, the person whose mind is always full of thoughts about me and who is engaged in remembering me and my manifestations, I am indeed easily approachable to him, or he achieves me without any difficulty. The sages who have achieved prime siddhi attain my form and even become free from this world of sorrow. They are not born again. Arjun, all the lokas, the world, including Brahma Lok, move into a cycle of birth and death. However, he who attains me becomes free from the cycle, because while all these lokas, due to their limited time, are temporary, I being out of these limits, am immortal. One day of Brahma is equal to 1000 cycles of 4 yugas. According to Hindu philosophy, the world moves in a cycle of 4 yugas: Sat Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga. One night is equal to 1000 cycles of yugas. Persons who understand this perspective are, in fact, aware of the basic nature of time. All living beings in the beginning of the day of the Brahman emerge from the minute form of Brahma, and in the night merge into the same minute form. Parth, these very living beings repeatedly are born and then are merged and born again. The indivisible and the invisible form, which is beyond human vision, beyond any description, and which cannot be destroyed even when the entire universe is annihilated, what is known in one word as beyond description or explanation, and is in fact the immortal, inexplicable attribute, is my prime abode, and people who realize it do not need to come again. Parth, the Almighty, in which all beings are present, and the Almighty that pervades whole of the universe, is achievable by man only through his wholehearted devotion. Arjun, now I will explain to you which are the times in which a person passes away from this world, he comes back, or in which times he doesn't. Those who breathe their last under the influence of fire god, the god of the day, and in auspicious time during the 6 months when the sun travels to the north, are helped by the aforesaid gods to achieve supreme Brahman. But those who breathe their last under the influence of the moonless fortnight, or in the 6 months when the sun goes towards the south, go to heaven, but eventually come back to this earth as soon as the fruits of their good deeds are exhausted. There are 2 types of deaths in the world according to scriptures. One is the lighted one, while the other one takes the place in the darkness. When goes through the light, he doesn't come back. But when one goes through the darkness, he needs to come back again to this earth. Parth, the person who understands these 2 roots in its essence does not fall prey to worldly illusions. Therefore, Arjun, you must practice stable-mindedness at all times and work out ways and means to attain my status. The person who understands this sacred knowledge to the core and who transcends the fruit of good deeds like yajna, dan, tapa, attains me. There is no doubt about it.